My name is Venkat Ramakrishnan. I'm the president and COO of NeuBird. I'd like to welcome you all to join me in talking to Madhu Jahagirdar, who is the business leader for enterprise imaging and head of platforms at DeepHealth. Madhu, it's great to have you here as I'm taking on the role of president and COO of NeuBird. I thought it would be great to get together with a customer like yourself, talk a little bit more about your business and what are your concerns and how agentic SRE is helping you or how generally agentic AI solutions are helping you. And, let's talk a little bit more about what would you like to communicate to other experts like you out there, other practitioners, leaders like you out there, right? So with that, maybe it'll be good for us to understand what are your major concerns about how you run your infrastructure as a business leader and head of platforms. What do you lose sleep over? What is it that you're betting your business on? If you can share with me and our viewers your thoughts on that.
As the innovation is ramping up in this industry due to AI and due to other, let's say, various web technologies, the need for customers needing innovative features at a rapid pace is increasingly becoming higher. In the past, I make a release, twice a release in a year. It's okay. But now with AI and others, people are expecting feature improvement, innovations twice a month or 3 times a quarter. So I think the need for those innovation or features and also to manage the installation, manage the downtime, manage the reliability, and also customers are growing at a rapid pace because of the AI. How do we help them grow their business? Our industry is ripe for disruption. We are moving to cloud. Operating in cloud is not same as operating on-prem. It's more complex for your service engineers, platform engineering, DevOps, more complex for your, like, say, SRE, more complex for your L1, L2, L3. Today, it is more important for us to see how we can adapt to this new world because there is a need in the industry, a need for people to go to cloud, right? But organizations need tooling, need support. Are there tools available which are very focused on SRE? Because SRE, in our own terms, if I were to state it, is how can we use domain knowledge, specific knowledge about the product that we offer, and then couple that with the service and drive much more efficient, let's say, results to our customer, where you can reduce the response time, also improve the resolution time, and also make sure that the customer's happy. We have to make the jump of understanding the way the cloud works and how do we use it effectively to service our customers, give them the better experience compared to what we had in the past. But which means that we need to retrain several of the organizational capability to make this happen. And that is the change management inertia that kicks in typically. And not only us, by the way, this is a similar challenge that people have to take the journey when they move from on-prem to cloud. Healthcare, it was kind of a situation that's okay for us to take multiple years to kind of make it. But now with AI, that particular time period has shortened. We were looking at solutions which can help us in this change management journey so that we can better equip our teams, infrastructure teams, service teams, the dev teams to better react to and also proactively manage the issues than reactively cause downtime to our customers, business impact to our customers.
Ensuring that continuing to reduce the downtime or like eliminate it and delivering uptime to your customers with, especially because you have great benefits in adopting cloud platforms. As you mentioned, you have cost considerations, you have complexity considerations, right? And you want to make sure that you're able to address those and continue to deliver a very reliable service to your customers. It's your organizational goal. You're losing sleep on making sure that, hey, is my service reliable? Am I delivering the SLAs and uptime that is required for my internal customers?
While we hope we will be always on, we will, of course, like any service, we will definitely have challenges, issues that will come out. How fast we can overcome that, how fast we can make sure that we can service our customer, how can we reduce the downtime the customer has. That becomes critically important because in cloud infrastructure, general philosophy is something will fail. How can we architect it? How can we service it? How can we better respond to our customer? how can we keep the business running so that
Yeah.
they serve the customer becomes critically very important.
Yeah. An architect for resiliency and operationalize for response time, right?
So
Essentially
yeah,
what you
there are like I said, being a cloud company has a different complexities across the board: architecture, development, service, infrastructure, and everything else. How do you like say help customer is in multiple parts, right? It could be in your Jira, it could be in Confluence, it could be in your Slack. It could be the product is actually producing information. It could be that services are logging your error logs or whatever it could be. The point is there are different pieces of information or different knowledge repositories available. And typically it was done by a human being, SRE, let's put it in a simplistic way, who understood the product, the domain, what to do. And it came with a year of experience. So the idea of what we were floating was, is it possible that an AI, which is specialized in infrastructure, because while a generic systems like Gemini or ChatGPT or others might give a generic solution, but if it takes similar or more amount of time for engineers to then use that lead and they be able to solve it, probably we might not have solved the problem effectively. The idea was that could, like specialized platform or framework offer ability for it to consume the knowledge bases we have, Confluence, design documents, Jira, infrastructure logging, database logging, APIs logging, and be able to figure out how can we help assist the service engineers, infrastructure engineers, platform engineers to better, like say, equip them to improve our customers' experience.
looks like you have chosen NeuBird for your SRE agent. Could you tell us a little bit more about how you're leveraging NeuBird? What are the typical problems it helps you solve? And what are the different business benefits you're seeing already with the service?
Yeah. So we've chosen NeuBird to get us along in the journey of agentic SRE for infrastructure service and DevOps and so on and so forth. So today, one of the things we're trying to solve, of course, we can, there are multiple capabilities in NeuBird. One of the first things that we want to solve, is so we actually transformed on-prem product to a cloud-based product, which means that they know how do we triage the issues, how do you help L1, L2, L3, and also do it at a global scale, is super important from a revenue perspective, from a growth perspective. How can we help triage the issues faster than ever so that we can have a better response to our customers? That's the number one goal that we have. Of course, we can solve multiple, areas with this, but that's one of the area. And so with NeuBird, we have NeuBird Digest, a lot of knowledge of information that we have, infrastructure, database, APIs, historical information of the products and everything else, and be able to proactively look at if there are any issues that are occurring, to then triage it and actually provide first assessment report, and also create a ticket so that, instead of a customer making a call to one, already if it is supposed to be in a product issue, it's already assigned to an L3 engineer so that they could basically already start working on it before the customer calls and say there's an issue, or have more intel into L3 about the issue what we're having. For example, if we're having a database performance issue, the SRE, in fact, in this situation, clearly laid out that you should buy an enterprise version of the database instead of a standardized version of the database, which has more storage IOPS compared to the lower storage IOPS, and also recommend the right VM specification that you would need. That's where specialization of agent becomes super important, because it knows that, hey, I will recommend you that you should use enterprise version of this versus using this. And also at some point it becomes specialized to a hyperscaler, because each of the hyperscalers will have a specific configuration on the infrastructure side, right? So having a very specialized agent which can understand each hyperscalers and be able to have a recommendation which are effective becomes critically important for such a service. And then we have seen those outcomes, quite well as we integrate NeuBird into our solution. And we expect to see it more as we scale this out and make it much more, as a backbone for entire infrastructure that we have.
You're moving from on-prem to cloud, right? And there's a lot of complexity involved in that. So enabling those application stacks to move from on-prem to cloud and de-risk migration significantly, which is a huge initiative, moving from one operating environment to another, especially on the cloud. Yeah, like all the other challenges you mentioned, there's security, there's
Yeah.
performance, there's cost considerations, there's what's the best fit for that environment because you've tuned it for your on-prem. Now you have to move it to a different environment. So something like NeuBird helps a lot in de-risking those kind of migrations. So moving your VM environment to cloud, right? Or
I would say, so double click on that, right? I would say it actually enhances the organizational capability.
exactly,
Migration is maybe well, I'm taking one level up and to say, because this part has organizational know-how. How do you support our service team? How do you
exactly.
support the customers? How do you support the cost structure? How do you support the pricing factor? I think so. There is a multiple dimension associated with this, which I would say that it helps to build organizational muscle
Yeah.
for us to transition and transform an organization from on-prem to cloud, which is what is required to reduce the time it takes to
Hmm.
do it. Because otherwise, the time is not on our side today to
Yeah.
actually drive the growth of revenue and other parts, which is too much critical for the business.
Absolutely. It looks like NeuBird is like the specialized AI SRE that not only, of course, what you mentioned is significant as well. It helps you cut through the L1 to L3 escalation time, and then reduce it, minimize it as quickly as you can. So by the time an incident happens, the L3 engineer already has the,
Yeah.
initial triage and, how to move forward and what to resolve. So it definitely reduces your escalation time and resolution time. It's actually your in-house AI expert that's
Yes.
a specialized expert for your cloud infrastructure, for your on-prem infrastructure, that helps you deliver more operational efficiency, more organizational efficiency as you straddle like multiple environments and operationalize across multiple stacks. That's fantastic. It's great to hear. To me, it is a great validation of the founding vision of NeuBird to what the team has been executing on, and seeing customers like you leverage it and achieve your business goals. It makes me super proud of what the team is doing, and I'm very excited for you and what you're achieving with our product. That's fantastic to hear.
We're excited to walk on the journey. The journey is long on this one because of how guys and what we can do with it. We are super excited to partner with someone who has a vision and can partner with us on our journey because sometimes the healthcare is very complex, and somebody who can partner with us to solve the problem will also solve the problem with the entire industry in healthcare. So we are super excited to partner now with you guys.
What are the few pieces of advice you would like to give to your fellow leaders?
Yeah, I think so. Probably three things that I would like say. One is look at how to build organization capability
Mhm.
instead of solving a particular piece, and move from tactics to transformation. AI has much to offer. It can build a lot of organization capability more reliably, more consistently, and also helps your customers. So move from tactics to transformation. Super important. Third one is agents also require, like say, knowledge, and having an organization policy in terms of how do we build these agents is critically important, both from a governance perspective and also from organizational, let's say, process perspective.
Mhm.
So as you guys kind of walk on the journey, having an AI governance team is super useful because not only is it useful for the service, it's also useful for building other products. So
Mhm.
I would say AI governance or AI strategy as a first class citizen is super useful because then a lot of these things would be addressed, while the service capability would be one other additional capability that you can build. Move from a product to much more organizational structure to enable such capability across the board. That will help a lot. So I would say these three things should be useful in how we can transform organizations from where they are today to where they can go tomorrow.
What you've mentioned is, in my opinion, is gold for leaders to follow. Is don't get pigeonholed into point products. Look for stuff that solves a little bit of a broad-based solution. It gives different use cases. Number one, and the second one, which I'm going to reuse with your permission, go from tactics to transformation. Right?
Yeah.
Don't use AI and agentic AI as a tactic. Use agentic AI to transform your organization
Correct.
completely. That's the AI first and AI smart approach. Right?
Yeah.
Third thing, be AI ready
Yeah.
and build governance because the agentic AI you're hiring is as good as the data you offer it, right? I mean, it's like, you don't want to hire the best and the brightest employee and not give them access to your
Yeah.
systems and then expect them to deliver, right? That's
Right.
not going to happen. Same thing, your agentic AI is your AI employee. Build governance, build, access to data with, of course, the right security and policies and data governance. And
Correct.
that's the best way to be successful.